Hello everyone, currently here at Prestige Reef where I've done my work experience over the summer. Now, it was brilliant, it was. So here, it is the UK's #1 online selling coral farm. So there's a hell of a lot of coral in here. Now, the people that Ryan here sells to are people with fish tanks at home. Now, Ryan has two systems here. So, a system here on the right and a system over here on the left. Now, each different tank has got different lighting parameters, different flow for each of the different corals that he keeps. So for example, up here in this tank, which is mainly SPS dominated, it's got a higher lighting spectrum and also a lot more flow, which the SPS prefer. Now over here, it's the Euphilia tank. As you can see, a lot of torches, a lot of hammers, and a lot of frog spawns. And as you can see at the back, a lot of them which have been fragged today. So a lot of work was done today. The system which I want to focus on is the system on the right, which is mainly SPS dominated in the top tank. And in the bottom, it's got a mix. So we've got some frog spawns and frammers over here. We've got a lot of Montipora and a lot of Cyphastrid. It's got quite a variety of corals. Tank over there, there's a lot of mushrooms and kind of some soft corals like that. Now, along with all the corals, there's quite a few fish. So, as you can see, the copper band here and the powder blue, and also dotted about in the top tank is a few wrasse, which are probably all hiding amongst the SPS. And down here, there's a lovely big sohole tang, and there's also a few different smaller species of tangs, and also some wrasse and another copper band to keep the Aiptasia. And I like how the lighting and also the flow is altered for the specific species of coral in this tank. The fish have also been selected carefully for the needs of the coral. So for example, the tangs eating algae, the wrasse are hiding in there, they'll eat flatworms and different pests, and like I said, the copper band, they will eat the Aiptasia. Now, as well as having lovely coral and lovely fish, it is also the problem system. So you probably can't see very well on the video, but at the top up there you'll be able to see the salt creep. Now, when I was here on work experience, there was actually a slight leak that came from the top back compartment over here. As you can see, the back compartment here. Now, the leak was only minor, but as you can see, over time it causes the salt creep, and it also causes a little bit of warping in the wood, which obviously over time is not something that you want to be having. Now, the back compartment here, which flows through into the sump at the back, it had to be drained down pretty much. So the seal along the bottom, that is the problem seal that we had. So pretty much to fix it, the back compartment had to be drained down, and then new sealant had to be applied on where the leak was, hopefully to fix it and to stop it. Now, at the time, it was probably the easiest option. It doesn't take long to drain down the back compartment, and to refill it, it probably only caused the system to be off for an hour or so it didn't affect the livestock too much. Now, if we wanted to do it properly, we probably would have had to drain down the whole system, move all of the livestock out, all the corals, all the fish, into different systems, take the back compartment off, clear off any of the old sealant, reseal it, and put it back together. Now, that is a lot of effort, and it caused a lot of stress to all the fish in there, and a lot of it would be unneeded. Now, if we were to move all the fish, it would stress them out a lot. It would lower their immune systems, and it'd heighten the risk of any disease or parasites taking hold, which isn't what we want to do. Also, moving all the corals into different tanks is stress them out also. Some of the big colonies that you can see here would probably be lost just from the stress. And then also in the other systems, having to move corals around to create space for them, it just wouldn't have been the best situation for anyone. As you can see from up there, we aren't 100% sure if it has been fixed. There's still a little bit of salt creep there, but that might have just been the existing salt creep from the leak. Now, but it definitely has slowed down the leak, which is what we're trying to do. So maybe in the future, if we ever had the time to do it, the system could be drained down and resealed properly. Now, salt water and wood doesn't normally go together well. And as you can see from where the leak was, it is starting to bow, and it is ruining the wood. Now, in hindsight, even though the metal stands would have been a lot more expensive, they probably would have been better in the long term. As you saw from there, as it's bowing, it is probably a good idea that in the future they are changed just to stop any accidents from happening, which is the last thing you want. Instead of having to deal with a little leak, it would be a big leak with a lot of fish and a lot of coral on the floor. As we can see from the second system over here, I'll just show down here, this is what this one looks like. Well, you can't really see at the top, but there's no bowing from anywhere, and there's not a lot of salt creep. So as you can see, this one hasn't had the leak at all, and the wood here has stayed pretty intact, but obviously if there was a leak here, it would be bowing like it is over. Now, this is just one of these issues that it arises as it happens. You don't think about it until it happens, because you can't. Every single seal, joint, or bit of plumbing could potentially leak. It's only something that you think about after. Now, I think the job that got done with the sealant, it has worked for now. It'd be interesting to see in the future how long it holds for, if it does hold. And it'd also be interesting to see if the stands get changed. And even though it is costly, if they'll be changed from from wood into metal, which would not rot once there's a leak.